The La Gloria Cubana is a cigar I shy away from. Honestly, and I'm not afraid to admit it, I'm man enough, Fingers Malloy, to admit it. It's too big for me. I smoke for a living, and the power of like the Siri R, it's way too much. It's way too much of a full. It's not my smoke. I respect what they do, but it's not for me. But then I came across the Spirit of the Lady, which might be one of the more beautiful shades of wrapper I have ever seen. And I said, all right, La Gloria Cubana. I know this is a couple years old, but you got me. Every time I want out, they pull me back in. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. By the way, Tee, I get it. I get what you were saying there.
Thank you.
The Spirit of the Lady. We're doing the Churchill, which is a 7x50, which means it's 7 inches long. And the ring head always makes me laugh. And the ring gauge is 50. That's the diameter of the cigar or how thick it is around. A 64 ring gauge would be a full 1 inch. This also comes in a Toro, which is a 6 by 50. So this is a Honduran wrapper, an Olancho San Augustin Honduran wrapper. Now, I will admit that is not where I live and breathe in having an expertise on this wrapper style. What I think is fascinating is that this wrapper is aged for 7 years. That's a long time. You don't see cigars with that kind of patience happening there. It has a Cameroon binder and a filler that comes out of Esteli and comes out of San Andreas, so Mexican San Andreas. So you have what you might consider to be a fair amount of spice on that wrapper side. You have what would be seen as a fair amount of sweet on that binder filler side, and I have no idea, Fingers Malloy, which one is going to win out.
Yeah, neither do I. And, we talked about this off the air, I believe, last week.
Why do we ever talk off air? It's not what professionals do.
I know how you like it spontaneous.
Good
Lord. What I heard. But anyway, getting back to what I was referring to, this has got a great hand feel. It almost feels like a box press.
Yeah, see, so you and mine is less box press. So I don't know if this comes as a box press or not, but I agree with you. Actually, it doesn't. Yours did have, for whatever reason, had more of a box feel to it. Mine does not. It could have been how it was packed. It could have been a whole host of things. But you started smoking. You just lit it up. What are you getting?
Well, right away, there's just a little bit of spice, and you get some wood as well, and there is a nice bit of sweetness to it. To be able to describe the sweetness, I really can't put my finger on it, but I'm not going to say it tastes like it's dipped, but for me, it's a little stronger sweet note than I'm used to on a cigar.
First of all, it's lovely. When we talk about this wrapper, this Honduran wrapper aged 7 years, it is a beautiful brown. It is a true leather chair brown is what you've got there. Picture a leather chair that is a touch weathered and has just a little bit of you're sitting in it for a while, right? A little bit of that kind of worn to it. It is that. It is oily, but not necessarily smooth. You can actually feel the leaf. It is gorgeous. If there was a paint color, you would paint your man cave, right? And of course, I did the studio in gray, going totally away from this. That color is gorgeous. If your briefcase was this color, people would compliment it all day. That's how beautiful I think this is. Secondly, it's got a wonderful hand feel. It isn't a box press as I know it. A box press would be that squared off style. It's a style that comes from Cuba, where the rollers who were rolling outdoors would kind of square off their cigar so the wind wouldn't blow it off the table. That's where a box press comes from. Fingers likes it because it's great for a golf course. You can just set it down on the cart and it won't blow away. He's not carrying around his clubs, ladies and gentlemen. That's just ridiculous.
I have somebody do that for me.
Right. You have people.
That's right.
At this stage of the game.
Am I crazy about that cap though?
About that, you think that
it's sweeter than I would normally expect from a cigar like this.
You see, you're getting sweet. What I get off that is red pepper.
Really?
If you're asking me the actual taste of the cap, I'm actually tasting the tobacco. It is a red pepper on there. What you're talking about in this sweetness, the guys over at Developing Palates, great site, developingpalates.com, they referred to it as a synthetic sweetness. It was an artificial sweetness. I get the point. I don't think that's the flavor. I would argue it with those guys, with Aaron and John, good people over there. Um, I believe that what you're getting is a very smooth red pepper. That's what I believe that you're getting, and mixed with some of that wood that's in there, a little bit of wet wood is what's going on. That's the 1-2 punch I'm getting at.
You know what's interesting is on the retro hail, I actually get what I would consider red pepper. So it's interesting that you're going there, but I don't, when I think of red pepper, I don't really think of it as maybe as sweet as this, but I get what you're saying.
And the other part is it's outrageous. It's thick and bright. That's a very weird combination. It kind of dances off the tongue. This is from La Gloria Cubana, The Spirit of the Lady. We're doing the Churchill, which is a 7-inch by 50 ring gauge. But it does have a fullness. It is getting the full tongue. And I got to admit, never having had the cigar before, that is wonderful. That flavor is working for me in every single way. It's moving kind of nicely. I don't see this as an overly sweet thing. Maybe I will as I get a little more into it. We just lit this up, but it really tip to mid tongue. It's dancing. It's playing.
Yeah, for me, that sweetness was there just when I lit the cigar and put the cap in my mouth. It has since really subsided, that sweetness that I was referring to. I don't want to mislead people into thinking that if they're going to run to their cigar store, their local lounge, that they're going to get a box press and this would be a good golf course cigar. First of all, I wouldn't have this on the golf course.
No,
And
neither would I.
and secondly, like you said, this may be an anomaly. This may be a one-off.
Right. I think it has to do with how it actually came to us. The question, Fingers Malloy, is this in your humidor for an MSRP of $14.99 a stick?
I mean, I just lit this. We're gonna have to get well into the second, third before I can even entertain it. But if you put a gun to my head right now, I'd say probably yes.
I'm going to answer without question it is, and it's going to have to radically disappoint me to get out of the humidor at this stage. That is a really good bit of pepper, and that's not normally where I live and breathe. But I'm going with the wet wood undercurrent, which can be seen as a little bit thick and a little bit musty and yet a little bit sweet, and that's what's working. It's at this point in the program, ladies and gentlemen, that I've decided that Fingers Malloy needs to be replaced.
Oh, this happens every week.
The reason, my dear people, members of Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation, is that every now and then Fingers comes with something we just have to try.
I don't think that's how this went down.
Tony, he says, we have to try this. And I say, why? And he says, we have to do it for the people, Tony. For the people.
Why are you turning Eat, Drink, Smoke into your own den of lies?
If we don't do this for the people, they will be led astray. Astray, I say. And then what will we do when the devil has them in their evil grasp?
I haven't used the word astray in 15 years.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is the astray Fingers Malloy. And he brought a story. 15 healthy light beers to drink this summer. And I said, you suck. What are you doing?
As you know, Tony, I am very concerned about the health of Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation.
Is it true that you are a part-time social media fitness influencer?
That is true. If you go and follow me on X, you'll see in my bio, fitness influencer. So I like to drop health truth bombs on the audience. And right here, according to one of our favorite websites, Eat This Not That, it's actually eatthis.com. They had the list of the 15 healthy light beers to drink this summer. And being that this weekend is the official kickoff of summer,
Happy Memorial Day.
happy Memorial Day.
Remember what it's there for. Also, enjoy your barbecue. I have a 15-pound brisket that will happen.
Oh,
Very excited about this. I have a brisket story for you. But go on. It is the kickoff to summer. So you said to yourself,
I said, self, we should grab a healthy beer.
and that's why you need to be replaced. Beer should be good. Health be damned. It's beer.
Well, let me first of all say that number one on the list of the healthiest beers is Shiner Light Blonde. Shiner, of course, I believe is brewed in Texas. So I will not sit here, Tony, while you insult the fine people of Texas and Shiner beer.
First of all, nobody has insulted the people of Shinerbach. But I will say Shiner Light sounds terrible.
Wow.
I won't even apologize. Sounds just awful and potentially racist.
All I know is I've heard a lot of people say it tastes great.
You haven't. You find me somebody who has had Shiner Light who isn't in Texas.
Oh, well, wow. So you're saying that the people of Texas are biased and aren't able to be honest about their beer?
I think the people of Texas support Texas beers, and God bless them. I am saying for the rest of the country, it's like who outside of Detroit eats Detroit-style pizza?
Everyone.
That's not true.
It's sweeping the nation.
It's not even science.
So where can all the fine people in Texas who are listening to this show right now get a hold of you and let you know of their opinion of Shiner beer?
Who I support and love, and I'll meet at Whataburger anytime. They can email me at fingers@eatdrinksmokeshow.com. So we have to drink this. So this number one was the Shiner Light. Then Garage Beer, classic light beer, is on the list with only 95 calories. The Shiner Light is 99. And then Yingling has a light beer, which is called Yingling Flight. No, thank you. I will do the Yingling Hershey's any day of the week, though. And you get down to number 8?
No.
No, there is no number 8. There is
number
no,
12. Number 12 on the list. And listen, we're skipping by a few that I went to one of my favorite beer stores here in central Indiana, and they had a lot of these on the list, but I didn't think we really needed to review a Corona Light.
That is correct. That is accurate. I would have thrown you out of the building.
So I saw the Blue Moon Light with a hint of citrus. It's a citrus wheat, Tony.
And according to the can, it has real tangerine peel, brightly brewed with real tangerine peel. I've never, ever hated you more.
So if you have scurvy,
right?
If you have some sort of vitamin C deficiency,
spent too much time on a pirate ship.
Yes. And you're saying to yourself, man, the scurvy is really bothering me. I could use an adult beverage. You could grab yourself a Blue Moon Light citrus wheat.
You're treating scurvy like it's a case of gout.
There it is.
All right, we doing this?
Sure.
God,
what is wrong with you?
We stink.
Listen, you know what we're doing right now? We're broing out.
Look at that.
We're broing out.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
With a Blue Moon Light beer?
That's right. We're drinking it right out of a dirty can.
Listen, I don't know anything about broing out, but I know it's not done like this.
And here's the deal, too, about this can is very dainty.
Right. It's a tall cylinder as opposed to a regular size can, and it's like a light blue, almost a powder blue. And as you're drinking it, you say to yourself, I am never going to meet a woman. That's clearly what this beer is saying.
Wow.
This beer is saying very single, thank you. This beer is saying you should see my basement where I live in my mom's house.
The poor people of Blue Moon.
They make great sponsors, by the way.
Who just want to deliver a quality beverage to the folks. If I'm not mistaken, I thought at one point Coors bought Blue Moon. I may be wrong on that, but I'll
Maybe you
have
are.
the people at the Fingers Malloy Institute for Institutes of Institutes look into that. But okay, I'm going to take a sip.
Right. You do that. You take a sip of the Blue Moon light citrus sweet, brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, only 95 calories. You went in for a second sip, Fingers Malloy.
I enjoy
Oh my God.
carbonated water with a little bit of citrus flair. Honestly, Tony,
I saw Citrus Flair open up for Oingo Boingo
There
in
it is.
1994.
so I don't know how you could object to this.
Oh,
Honestly.
watch me. Oh, here, let me show you.
There's
By the way, it could be good, but my first, and I like Blue Moon, the regular Blue Moon. I've always kind of liked. This makes me feel sad. Honestly, a beer should not make you question everything. Yet here I am.
don't most things that you consume make you feel sad if it's healthy?
No,
Oh, please.
no, steak is healthy. I don't feel sad about that. Guacamole is healthy. Don't feel sad about that. Milkshakes, milk is right in the name.
There
I don't
it
feel
is.
sad about that.
By the way, I've said there it is 6 times during the segment.
Here we go.
I own stock in it. He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing what we call the Memphis Munch.
What's wrong with you? Sorry, Blue Moon. No.
Oh,
No. That is that's kind of like if you were drinking a Sprite, but it kind of went flat, but kind of didn't. That's what it is. Listen, somebody may like it. It's crisp and refreshing and all that jazz. It is just not my flavor, and that is me being super kind.
flavor?
Yeah,
Okay.
I said flavor.
oh.
Are you telling me that my light beer for summer should not be somewhere connected to Flavortown?
That's not near Flavortown, Savorville, or another name that I can't come up with on the top of my head.
This Memorial Day, if you're not going to be doing a brisket, which you do at 225 Fingers Malloy.
Why are you trying to pick a fight with me?
Oh, Daddy's picking a fight.
Why?
In this conversation, by the way, I am Daddy. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy.
How many times over the years, when I've mentioned I have smoked a brisket, have I ever said I smoke a brisket at 350 degrees?
You've never said that.
Thank you.
But that you even thought it was okay to do something at a higher temperature drives me crazy. Crazy. Although he's had success with it. So how could he possibly be wrong? It's in the book, Let's Go Barbecue. Let me move on. If you're not going to do a brisket, Fingers Malloy, you may want to go out. And there are deals for Memorial Day. Deals for Memorial Day that are out there. And topping the list of deals, Fingers Malloy, clap your hands. It's Hooters. It is Hooters, top of the list. You can kick off the summer season, and we have this list over at eatdrinksmokeshow.com with the bikinis, burgers, and beer promotion. So you just have to walk in wearing a bikini, Fingers Malloy, and you will get yourself a burger and a beer at a discounted price.
Done.
From May 24th through the 27th, Hooters will offer a $13 build-your-own burger special which comes with French fries and 1 serving of Dos Equis beer.
That's a really good deal.
Because nothing says Memorial Day like Dos Equis.
Well, there's that. But I just went to one of your favorite fast food establishments, Hardee's. And
A guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Hardee's is such a guilty pleasure.
I got a value meal there. And I can't remember which burger it was, but the burger weighed 22 pounds. That's all I know. When the young lady gave me the bag at the drive-thru, my arm dropped out of the window as I was grabbing the bag. It was that heavy. I believe the total for that large fry and a pop
I hate you.
was $15.
We've been talking about this for so long. And did you hear that Target, did we discuss this last week? Target is dropping prices on 5,000 items.
No kidding.
Everyone is trying to figure out how to deal with this inflation. Wendy's to try and match McDonald's. So McDonald's is now doing this $5 meal because people have reached the breaking point. They can't afford fast food anymore. And these groups have to figure out how to keep customers in. Wendy's is now offering a $3 breakfast deal. Seasoned potatoes, and either bacon, egg, and cheese or sausage, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. Everyone is trying overtime, but as you've described, this is all going to be app based. They are going to eliminate as much labor cost as possible. Watch as people start losing jobs. That's coming.
That is coming. But have you had any Wendy's breakfast yet?
Never.
Oh, you got to try it. It's very good. It's all relative. It's very good fast food breakfast.
Right.
So I don't want you to think like say for instance, I did have a question about the Target.
5,000 items they're lowering the prices on.
Do you think one of those items is Blue Moon Light Citrus Wheat?
I hear they're giving that away if you walk in the store. They posted, I think, their first loss in 7 years for the quarter. Yeah, I mean, they had issues going back to June, and they were celebrating Pride Month, and they got themselves involved in the transgender conversation and clothing for children that would help them hide how they were born. Like, I don't want to get overly political here, but people reacted and said, this is just not what we want. And so they've had some sales suffering, but they're feeling in their grocery departments and some of the super Targets and other things. So they are working aggressively to make these changes. Everybody is, because if a burger with fries and a soda, pop is what we call Fingers Malloy Senior. Otherwise, if it's a soft drink, it's a soda.
I have to say something. Tony, you've been angry all day, and you're taking it out on me.
I'm not.
What did I do? Brought you beer.
No, you didn't. You brought me Blue Moon Light. If you had brought me beer, I would have said thank you.
How dare you? This was number 12 on the list of eat this, not that's 15 healthiest beers, Tony.
One of the Memorial Day deals for if you want to go out to eat, White Castle. White Castle, you can save $3 off a Crave clutch of any 20 sliders. Just use the code CLUTCHDEAL if you order ahead. But it's not all fast food, Fingers Malloy.
Oh.
It's not all Hooters and White Castle. Morton's, the steakhouse. Right now, they will offer for Memorial Day weekend, the 22nd through the 27th, they will offer dinner for two. And it includes your choice of a starter. That's called an appetizer.
Oh.
An 18-ounce dry-aged bone-in Kansas City strip and lobster ravioli as an entree with your choice of topping and choice of accompaniments, as well as an optional add-on dessert. It doesn't tell me the price.
Well, I mean, two for one? Dinner for two.
It's a dinner for two menu. It's not 2 for 1.
Oh.
It's not 2 for 1. Also, you can get a deal at the Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, which I think does an excellent job. A 32-ounce tomahawk steak for two, served with lobster whip mashed potatoes and creamed spinach. How could you not?
32-ounce
tomahawk for two.
That may be
one steak, two people.
I mean, the only time I ever split a steak with someone was with you in Las Vegas.
We did split a steak.
Split a ribeye.
That's right, we did.
Yeah,
that's right. That's how close we are. Don't you judge everybody.
Well, it was fine.
We're men.
It was fine until the guy came over next to us and started playing the violin. Then it got a little weird.
I should have bought flowers. I don't know. The idea of going out to eat for Memorial Day, I don't know how I feel about that. I've never done it. I've never thought about it.
To me, it's all about the barbecue, isn't it? I mean, it's being in your backyard and watching the race and enjoying the outdoors if you have great weather. And here in Central Indiana, it looks like that may be the case. We may have a great weekend weather-wise. It just feels like you either go to a friend's house or a relative's house, or they come to your place and you barbecue.
And if you had your way, there would be football.
7 days a week.
7 days a week football. There was another story I wanted to get to as we were talking about the economy. This was a survey that was done that the sign of financial success is not being a millionaire, but living comfortably. Now we need to create a definition of what comfortably is. But it's an interesting look. Americans most commonly said they need to be living comfortably, financially prepared for the future, never worrying about money, and living debt free. This is a Bankrate survey. Those were more popular than having enough money to quit working, being a millionaire, or owning a business. So the study, if you will, is making the claim that if people were comfortable and feeling that what they were doing was providing for their life, that has more value to them than this more pie in the sky idea of being a millionaire.
Do you feel like the whole COVID pandemic and shutdown really changed people's perspective on life? This seems like a post-COVID thing where people re-examine not only where they're working, but what they're doing, and that can also translate into what they consider to be financially successful.
I so I get your point. Your point is to the psyche. I wonder if it's a point of the economy, that what's happening is that people are saying, "Man, if I could just afford to go out to eat and afford the mortgage, everything would be good. I'd consider that success." So I don't know if it's a change in a value system, so a change in what moves them, or rather a recognition that things are rough and if I could just get the basics covered, you know what? That would be good compared to everybody else.
Oh, I think it may be a combination of both.
It might.
People made the decision to move on, and they maybe picked a really terrible time to move on.
Oh, the people who went all the job hopping and the quitting and all. Oh, I think there's a lot of regret about that. Jefferson's makes some nice bourbon. The regular bourbon, the Jefferson's Reserve, but most people know the Jefferson's Ocean, the idea that the bourbon is aged at sea. So picture it. You've got bourbon in the barrel, and it's really taking on the flavor from the wood to get an idea of what kind of expression is, what the total flavor of that bourbon's going to be. If you have it at sea and you've got this gentle rocking going on instead of the stationary kind of situation in a rick house, you're picking up more flavors of the wood. I think that's what they were going for. Maybe it's a shtick, but in the end, it's also excellent bourbon. They also make some very good rye, people. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. In front of us right here and right now is the Jefferson's Ocean Rye. That is a hard thing to say. Jefferson's Ocean Rye. Now, this right here, I'm staring at the bottle. I've actually had this bottle, Fingers, for a while. This is known as Voyage 26, right? Every time they do one, it's a different voyage, and you can kind of number them there. They're double barrel rye whiskey coming in just under your number, Fingers Malloy, at 96 proof. Oh, are you hurt by this?
I'm a little hurt by this, but this is Voyage 26, which of course is better than Voyage 25, but not nearly as good as Voyage 27.
You're the worst human being that ever lived. So it's a rye, right? So instead of being 51% corn, which you need to be classified as a bourbon according to law in the United States, you have 51% rye. The mash bill here is undisclosed, so we don't know what rye, what malted barley, etc. We also do not have an age statement, which means it's got to be at least 4 years. The people at breakingbourbon.com say it's probably 5 years before it went on the voyage. So it was in the rick house for 5 years, and then it went on the voyage, and the barrels sloshed around, and you got a little bit of extra flavor out of this. I am a rye guy, Fingers, if I haven't told you already. I like a rye. This is beautiful. This coloring here is almost orange. I don't know if someone would call that an amber or if someone called that a copper. For me, that is orange. It's actually beautiful. It almost looks candy right there.
I would have said bright copper.
That's not a bad choice at all. Look at you. You should be naming paints at Sherman-Williams.
I named a paint last week bright copper. It's blue. It's really odd.
The nose here is absolutely splendid. The nose on this is just beautiful. beautiful. It does have some classic rye notes to it, rye spice kind of notes, but nothing that's overwhelming. It's a little bit almost of a cookie going on for me. A little there's a sweetness as well, but it's not overly sugary. It's not overly fruity. It's just pretty.
So it's for me, it's a subtle nose. You have to really get your nose in there to get the notes. And I'm getting that rye spice. It's not a strong rye spice though. Also, maybe a little bit of dark fruit.
Maybe. I mean, I see where you're going. Maybe on that. Also, no alcohol whatsoever, no ethanol whatsoever on this nose.
No oak. Are you getting any oak?
Oh, it's a good question. On the nose, no. On the nose, not at all. I think this is this is a very very smooth nose. I wouldn't go with subtle because I do pick up flavors, but it is very very smooth. Nothing overpowering. You bring this to the nostrils. You're gonna like what it is that you get. But fingers Malloy, enough dilly dallying. You ready for this?
I am done dilly dallying. I am ready for this. I've been ready for this all month.
We are going to do what's known as the Kentucky Chew of the Jefferson's Ocean, aged at sea, rye, double barrel rye whiskey at 96 proof. We take the sip moving around the palate that's known as the Kentucky Chew. Sometimes you want to take two sips. The first one to set the taste buds, the second sip to really get an understanding of the flavors. We're doing this in a rocks glass today, not the Glencairn glass. Fingers, what do you got? Of course, we're starting at neat.
First of all, no ethanol, alcohol taste at all. There's no alcohol taste. I mean, it at almost 100 proof. It's remarkable that that's the case with this. The rye spice is there. Oak. It dries you out, dry on the palate. Also, there's some caramel as well. It's very nice, Tony. It's very good.
I'm going in.
And there's some pepper at the end on the finish.
I'm going in, fingers Malloy. This is the Jefferson's Ocean, aged at sea, from Jefferson's Bourbon, the double barrel rye whiskey. To your health.
To my health. He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He is doing what we like to call the Saginaw Swish, the Kentucky Chew,
Mm.
Memphis Munch.
I am not so sure. Oh, there's the oak. There's the oak right there. The rye spice is real, but not overwhelming. For me, there is a fruitiness that does take place. But it's also, I don't know if that's fruitiness or if that's sweetness. It totally, from the tip of the tongue to the back of the tongue, really middle tongue to back of the tongue. No heat going down, nothing in the chest to speak of. Oh, that is nice. And that finish is built up a little bit nicely, and that's where that oak is coming in on the finish with I don't know what that is. That is not licorice. That's not what it is, because that's too overpowering of a flavor. But that is, oh, that I wish I could put a finger on what that flavor is. There is a warmth. There is I think a bit of, I'll call it a caramel sweetness, right? To try and give it some level of description. But that is absolutely wonderful. And there's a reason this is in my liquor cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, we both got the caramel. It took you a while to get there for that caramel. I got the caramel. The oak is there. That rye spice. Yeah, it's really good.
The Jefferson's Ocean, aged at sea. This is Voyage 26, the double barrel rye whiskey. I am not going to lament putting this on a cube. I have a belief that it's going to work both ways. That's going to work on the cube. We happen to have spheres today, and it certainly works neat. It absolutely works neat. The question, Fingers Malloy, is this in your liquor cabinet for $80 a bottle.
It's usually more than what I like to spend on a bottle, but if I'm going to spend $80 on a bottle, I would buy this.
I would too, and as a matter of fact, I do. This to me is an end of day rye. This is start the weekend rye. You're just gonna sip something and relax, and you can do it either way. You could do half of it neat and then bring it to a cube. You're gonna be quite all right. You're gonna be pleased. This doesn't have to be the one you share with friends. This could just be for you, kind of in the back of the liquor cabinet. You don't share. The Jefferson's Ocean Aged at Sea Rye Double Barrel Rye Whiskey. Oh, that is good stuff. So as we discussed, you can go out to eat for Memorial Day, or you can stay home, fire up the grill, fire up the smoker, and do good things. And Fingers Malloy went out of his way to find you the greatest recipes possible for Memorial Day. Or are they the most horrific? It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is Fingers Malloy. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. The Washington Post had a story, and then the Pioneer Woman, 50 best Memorial Day recipes for your holiday cookout. Pioneer Woman, Ree Drummond, she's really created a world for herself, and people do follow her. We'll get to her list in a second, because she has one on there. It was a salad that Fingers Malloy said, what even is that? And I said, I would eat all of that right now. But the Washington Post list, Fingers has issue with. And it's got these recipes. We're not going to go through the whole recipe, just go through the concepts. So what bothered you? The apricot glazed grilled chicken cutlets?
Yes.
Why?
Tony, may I take a moment to once again reintroduce myself to you and Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation. My name is Fingers Tiberius Malloy.
Oh, Finger.
Often referred to as the Southern Dandy. I'm a simple man, a meat and potatoes kind of guy, a blue-collar Joe, the kind of guy that you want to hang out with in the garage and bro out drinking well, not really a blue moonlight, but still, you know what I'm saying? So when I think of a Memorial Day cookout, I'm thinking burgers,
Right?
hot dogs,
Oh, but they've got hot dogs on this list.
steaks. What was that salad you just said? What was
Hold
that?
on. First of all, what's wrong with apricot glazed grilled chicken cutlets?
There should be no apricot anywhere near your grill on Memorial Day.
What about BLT hot dogs?
No, that sounds terrible.
What?
A hot dog, a properly topped hot dog, as we know, we did a study over at the Fingers Malloy Institute for Institutes of Institutes, and the proper way to top a hot dog is onion,
Ketchup.
mustard, no ketchup, unless you're doing a coney dog, which would be coney sauce, onion, and maybe shredded cheese.
Hey, I'm not saying every recipe is great. They've got the grilled tofu with ginger cilantro sauce. That's a no from me.
Have you ever had tofu on your grill?
Never. I love myself too much.
So I had a vegetarian many moons ago. I had a vegetarian show up at
Randomly?
yes, looking for a home. No, I had
They were frail. Frail, I tell you. They didn't have the strength to get in the door. I carried them.
So I was having a cookout, and they brought over their veggie burger for me to throw on the grill. And you know, listen.
And then when I was done, I threw out the grill.
Well, here's the thing that was funny about the whole thing. And if you're a vegetarian, God bless you. You do you. It doesn't bother me until you come over to my cookout and ask me to throw your vegetarian burger on my grill. And you are quite adamant that I make sure not to get the vegetarian burger anywhere near the part of the grill that had meat on it.
Oh, that's impossible.
Right.
That's impossible. Sorry. You might want to go to the other cookout where there's no meat.
So, yeah. So I have had a vegetarian burger on my grill many moons ago, but never tofu.
So you're not going to do from this Washington Post list for Memorial Day the Afghan-style grilled eggplant with tomato sauce, yogurt, and herbs.
You're trying to kill me, right now. That's what you're trying to do.
Doesn't sound bad. I would try that. No, here is the one from Pioneer Woman.
By the way, briefly, I go for all of my barbecue content straight to the Washington Post.
Is that yes? Shouldn't you? How disconnected are these people from reality?
That
The list. I get your point, by the way. That's not a Memorial Day food. It's a ridiculous thing to put on the list.
and we would share the list on eatdrinksmokeshow.com, but it's behind a paywall.
So that's a no. Pioneer Woman, she starts with a grilled T-bone.
Winner. You know what? That woman's a pioneer.
She moves on to a Hawaiian macaroni salad. Right? Well, it's sweet, it's tangy.
So
she puts in the celery, the carrots, and the green onion for a little bit of crunch.
So what makes it Hawaiian?
I'm assuming there might be some kind of sweetness in there.
The pineapple tang?
Perhaps she went with a pineapple. You got the macaroni, the mayo, the milk, the apple cider vinegar, the sugar, the salt, the ground pepper, the carrot, the celery, the green onion, and the yellow onion. Yet somehow she decides that is Hawaiian. I'm going to go with it. But then she has, on number 4, the watermelon feta orzo salad.
Those are just made up words.
That sounds so good. I'm going to make it. So watermelon, you get the tremendous sweet. Feta cheese, Greek, you're getting the salty. That is a fantastic combination. Orzo being pasta, right? So it brings a little bit of chew to it. She adds honey, lime juice, olive oil, some fresh basil, a bit of black pepper, and baby arugula. So arugula has a spice to it as well. All of this and some toasted pine nuts. So you've got crunch, you've got chew, you've got the sweet, you've got the salty. Man, that's excellent.
May I counter with my favorite Memorial Day salad? Potato.
Of course you should have potato salad. I'm just saying that is an excellent idea. I like the honey kick in there. That is a nice recipe. She also has the Juicy Lucy, who I went to college with. Juicy Lucy is salted butter and 3 pounds of yellow onions, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a pound of ground beef, and a pound of ground sirloin. Can I get a little applause for the ground sirloin? A little bit of Worcestershire, kosher salt, and black pepper, 9 slices of American cheese cut into quarters, and then potato buns, and you're putting the cheese right into the burger. You're not laying that mother on top. You're putting it all into the burger itself, and doing it that way, kind of stuffing the burger.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm fine with that. I really am. As a matter of just being a purist, no, right? The cheese on top. But for example, if you're on the grill, you can put the cheese on top and let it melt. If you're doing a burger in a cast iron, you really do need to get a lid and a little bit of water, and you want to steam it and let the cheese melt that way. That's the best way to do that.
Sometimes I just like a simple 80-20 ground chuck burger, salt, pepper, garlic, with a slice of cheddar cheese and no toppings. Just the flavor of the beef and the cheese.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She does have a loaded baked potato salad.
There you go.
Right? You can give that a go. This is a nice list right here. And how to do a cowboy steak with the ranch butter and everything else. But I'm telling you, I'm doing the watermelon feta orzo salad. That's how you gonna come over for Memorial Day?
I'll bring the potato salad.
You know what? That's what I was hoping for. That's exactly what I was hoping for.
So if you are an Amazon customer and you have become very fond of their virtual assistant, I won't mention her name because many of them will go off across the country if they're in earshot of my voice right now.
You mean Siri?
No, everybody's phone is going off, Tony.
Beth?
Is this what you're going to do?
Roxanne?
It's Roxanne. If you've gotten very fond of that virtual assistant, unfortunately, you may be in for a very Rude Awakening. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Fingers Malloy. He's Tony Katz. Find everything that we do on Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation, about Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation, for Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation on our website, eatdrinksmoke.com. eatdrinksmokeshow.com.
Yeah. See, we confuse the Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation with the Eat, Drink, Smoke Show, and it gets very, very confusing.
A lot of times doing radio, finally, it feels like nuclear science.
It is. This is very, very high-tech stuff that we do.
It is. So Amazon has Alex, right?
You're trying so, like, I can't tell if you're annoyed with me at the moment.
No, everything's fine.
Because you know I'm going to do it. You know it's going to happen.
I know it is.
Alexa, order 12 copies of Let's Go Barbecue from Tony Katz and Fingers Malloy.
And where can everyone get in touch with Tony?
At fingers@eatdrinksmokeshow.com.
There it is. I'm sorry if I sound irritable. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep lately.
Do we want to talk about your renovation nightmare?
9 rooms in the home destroyed, water damage. And now the people are coming in to fix the damage. And it feels like they're in the house all hours of the day. And I don't know if you know this or not, Tony. Installing drywall, it's a loud, dirty process.
It is, right? I built the studio, but it was outside the house, right? So I never really had to deal with it. This is in the house. You're still living in the house.
And I'm averaging about 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night.
Dude.
So if I sound a little off today, that's the reason.
All is forgiven, and you are loved, Fingers.
Oh, thank you. But let's get back to Amazon and Alex.
Great. Alexa, order 42 more copies of Let's Go Barbecue and 12 copies of Let's Go Bourbon from Tony Katz and Fingers Malloy.
So Amazon is planning to unveil a souped-up version of its decade-old voice assistant this year, and it will charge a monthly fee.
Yeah, I am not going to pay for surveillance of everything I do when the CIA will just do it for free. Why? Why do people do it to begin with? Wait, you have one of these, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I used to worry about stuff like this, right? I was firmly in the Tony Katz camp when it comes to Siri, Alexa, the whole 9 yards. But then I said to myself, it doesn't seem to matter. If I have my phone in the area of my voice, it's listening in, and it creeps me out. This whole thing that I'm doing right now with the home renovation.
Right.
I mentioned something like, in passing conversation, about choosing bathroom vanities.
Bathroom vanities.
And then I'll open my phone and open up Facebook, and then there are ads for bathroom vanities.
I want to see if this is true. So we're talking about bathroom vanities. I've got my laptop right in front of me. And you say that if I were to go right now to Facebook after talking about bathroom vanities, not typing it in, I've never typed it in anywhere. If I go to Facebook, I will see ads for bathroom vanities. Where will I see these ads? What do I have to do?
Oh, well, you'll have to go to www.facebook.com. That's on the World Wide Web.
I'm on Facebook.
It usually happens on my phone. It doesn't happen on my computer.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
So if I go to my phone right now, and because I've talked about bathroom vanities, you think I'm going to see ads on Facebook for bathroom vanities? I'm going to look. I'm going to check right now. I feel safe. Right now, there are no ads at all. At all.
You just wait, my friend. 10 seconds from now, it's going to be raining bathroom vanities. Well, so going back to what we were talking about, I used to be in that camp, but now, because if the smartphone is in your room, someone can be listening at all times. So, okay, I've got another device that if I say, hey, Alex, play some Johnny Cash, it makes my life a little bit easier.
Do you often play, hey? Do you often put, hey, Alex, play some Johnny Cash?
Absolutely. Every once in a while, someone needs a little bit of Boy Named Sue in their life.
I have nothing against Johnny Cash, but hold on. I'm on a website and an advertisement's going to come up. I want to see if it comes up. This is all very exciting. I just want to see if we're being listened to. I want to see if I can get proof. No, they're not coming up. I don't know what's going on.
Do I want to know what the ad is?
No.
I figured
No.
I wouldn't. But here's the point of this conversation is they gave you just a little taste. Just a little taste of it for free. And by the way, if you're thinking, oh, it's no big deal, I've got an Amazon Prime subscription, your Amazon Prime subscription will not cover this new monthly fee. You will be charged a monthly fee for this souped up version of...
What's so souped up? What's it going to do?
They have not made an announcement as far as what the new benefits are to this new version of the voice assistant. All I can say is don't you see what's going to happen here with the handwriting on the wall? Eventually the free service will just wither and die, and you'll have to eventually pay for your pal Alex in your living room doing what Alex does. That's what's going to happen, isn't it? Don't you think? Am I wrong? Do I have my tinfoil hat on too tight?
It's that, let's say they get rid of the free service. You don't have to pay for it. My question is, how many people use it on the daily, which seems to be way more than should. How many people are now going to pay for it? How many people want it connected to some level of AI where it provides more complete answers, or it does the shopping for you, it does the comparison shopping for? Those are the things that I think that it would do, especially if it's Amazon. Hey, Alexa, buy 342 copies of Let's Go Barbecue by Tony Katz and Fingers Malloy. I'm trying, Fingers. I'm trying to pay for this repair work. I'm trying to get it done.
The hate mail we're going to get for this.
No, we're not going to get hate mail. If we do, it's going to go to fingers@eatdrinksmokeshow.com.
Who knows how many people actually have it set up to where they can say that and actually have the thing purchased.
There was a story about college and how professors, never mind all the problems that we're seeing at universities right now with nonsense protests, that professors have limited or eliminated reading in their classrooms because the students refuse to read. It's too rigorous. The idea of spending time reading the text, reading the articles, it's too much reading, and they can't do it. They won't do it. They don't have the ability to bear down and just get the work done. You want to talk about the problem with these virtual assistants? It all is part of this greater conversation. We're losing the ability to do things.
Well, the simple solution is these professors just need to put these textbooks on TikTok.
You might be a genius. You might be an absolute genius. Put the book on TikTok. I think this is all part of the same exact thing. We're just absolutely getting lost in our ability to do the work ourselves. The reliance on the tech to do the work for us, dangerous stuff. The Jefferson's Ocean aged at sea rye, the double barrel rye whiskey, not dangerous. Wonderful. Yes, it's $80 a bottle. Yes, it's worth it. And this right here, little Gloria Cubana, Spirit of the Lady, we're doing the Churchill's 7x50. I think it's splendid. It is a unique flavor. Find it at your local tobacconist and find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter at Go Eat, Drink, Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/eatdrinksmoke, and Instagram at Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast.